Check 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm sorry for my delay, family. I'm sorry for my delay. Check 1 2. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Come on, we got to get this thing started, man. This is one that people been waiting for. I was on a live stream earlier today, and I asked, should I do this show? A lot of people that probably rock with Morris World TV, like, what are you talking about, Grand Sheik? Where's the flyer? Where's the flyer? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me find the flyer. I've been, you know what I mean? I'm trying to play catch up over this side, so you got to work with me a little bit. Just a little bit. I be trying to play catch up. You know what I mean? I've been out for like 2 weeks. I don't know if y'all noticed yet. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So I need y'all to work with me. Check 1 2. I need y'all to work with me. You know what I mean? Can y'all hear me? I ain't going to get the move until I get a response that I know that you can hear me. You know what I'm talking about? Let me get this post real quick. Yeah, this one is definitely gonna have to have you thinking for a minute. You know what I mean? Listen, again, I am not endorsing anybody, but this one is gonna have you thinking. If you don't believe me, just stay tuned for a little second, and we're gonna show and prove. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I know you like. What are you talking about, Grand Sheik? Hold up, Grand Sheik. Now you're tripping. I mean, now you're tripping, Grand Sheik. You sometimes be saying stuff, and I be like, all right, I can rock with that. But this one here, you talking about Kamala may be, quote, unquote. And let me explain to all you super Moorish Americans who feel like using the term black is the plague. For the sake of the conversation, let me get this. For the sake of the conversation, I am underscoring what it means in the context of the conversation to be black. So, all of you super Moors, you can get out my inbox. Grand Sheik, listen, in the context, understand context. You understand? Everything ain't in the way that you try to perceive it to be, and all that little fugazi Moorish stuff you be talking. That ain't it. So tonight, family, y'all need to share this. Do I gotta wait for y'all to share this? Do I gotta wait for y'all to share this? I need y'all to share this one. This one gonna be one to think about. I mean, do y'all like to think? Y'all like to think critically? Family. When we break this down in a few minutes, I want you to give me a real answer. And how they define what's black, foundational black American and all that, we're going to break this down. What is black for real? What is it for real? You know what I mean? Are y'all with me? Y'all can hear me? Y'all good? Well, I took a little bit of time because I had to check on my dogs. You understand what I'm saying? Press 7 if you still with me. Where my phone at? I had to check on my dogs. You understand what I'm saying?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
See, they in Springfield eating the dogs. I got to make sure they ain't eating the dogs here. You know what I'm saying? What up, y'all, son? In Springfield.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating.
I had to check on my dogs. Y'all done heard them in the background before. Shoot, they all quiet. I'm like, hold up now. Where you at, Draco? Where you at, Louie? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hold up now. Shoot, you supposed to be guarding the perimeter. You ain't barking. You ain't doing nothing. I'm like, what's happening?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
I'm like, what's going on, man? I'm like, we ain't gonna be able to do this tonight. We might can't do the show because we ain't got the dogs out there on around the perimeter. Because they eating them up. Trump a bad boy, man. Hey, Trump and Umar Johnson, I need to do a show with sound bites with nothing but Trump and Umar Johnson. I think I'm going to put that together. That's going to take a lot of work and digging. I need to do Trump and Umar Johnson.
They're eating the dog.
I can't get enough of it. I cannot get enough of it. Come on. They try to eat Scruffy. So, family, I do know that you probably say, man, what the Grand Sheik is talking about? Grand Sheik is lost his mind. He said that Kamala, you know what I mean? Yeah.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
It's a shame. And it's a shame. Oh man, I'm glad my cat's just chilling, man. Yeah, my cat's there. Now I'm trying to tell you, I love my cats, man. I ain't going for this one, man. They can try Draco if they want, but not the kitty cats. No, my goodness. Nah, not Sylvester now. Buddy. Buddy. Shoot. I take in stray cats, not to be on a dinner plate off somebody, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, family, what do y'all think about this show I got coming up tonight? Family, are y'all ready for this one? Y'all ready for this one? Who's blacker? Kamala, Tariq Nasheed, or Yvette Carnell? And the reason why I picked Yvette and Tariq Nasheed is because they have been the face of demonizing Kamala for being of Indian and Jamaican descent. And so I thought it would be interesting to sit each person side by side and say, hold up, what represents blackness in this country? The descent nature or the application of a lifestyle? What is this stuff? So we're going to look into it tonight, family. We're going to look into it tonight. We might as well get started.
Certified boogeyman. They're eating the dogs.
We might as well get started.
They're eating the dogs in Springfield.
Certified boogeyman.
Check. We might as well get busy.
Certified boogeyman.
We're gonna speak the truth.
Talk to him.
Regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Yeah.
We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I should have left you. A couple weeks frost and crept through. They put the bean on me. I didn't neglect you. Time's
They're
up.
eating the
Allow me to
dogs.
bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper claimed he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes
Certified boogeyman.
and trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Family, this is going to be an amazing show tonight.
This one is not
Certified
poison.
boogeyman.
FBA was laughing when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand, that's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family, cause people look like me, continue to scam me, continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating. Who
Certified
says
boogeyman.
I smack somebody,
Certified
poke your
boogeyman.
chest out, then fly
Certified
thousands of miles? Check it out.
For a
Certified
peace order.
boogeyman.
For a peace order.
I'm back like I left
Certified boogeyman.
something, and you kept frontin', sick the Romans on me, but they ain't really stopping nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't adding up. Now I'm in the deep waters. I done took a deep dive, see who you really are.
This
Who named you
Saturday,
Tariq
family.
Nasheed, affiliated with the guns? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off track, but you was so back, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug. From Cosmo to K-Flex, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, snitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. And I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them. Check.
He's back!
Oh, yes, I is.
They're eating the Springfield. The people that came in. They're eating the cats. The people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dog.
Yeah. Shout out to my brothers that joined up with me today on my live stream. You should go ahead and check out my daytime live stream today. It was amazing tag team with my brother Tech and my brother Nakfa. I think I got it a little bit messed up, but nevertheless, it was a great demonstration. I failed to email y'all because I had to get back to work. I spent more time than I had on my hands doing a live stream in the middle of the day, and I want to do live streams in the middle of the day, and I'm glad y'all checked in. It was an amazing conversation. I think we covered a lot of ground. But anyway, family, I gotta get where did this come from? Okay. How this cord get right there? I gotta get to the show. I gotta get to the show, family. You are going to really enjoy this. Now, one of the things that I really want to touch on is that the idea that people are saying that Kamala. Now we know Trump tried to run from that yesterday. They asked Trump yesterday about how does he feel about her. The statement he made about her all of a sudden turning black, and he says, or identifying as black, and he said he didn't want to touch that. He didn't want to touch that at all. Anybody notice that? Press 7. Anybody notice he didn't want to touch that at all? He said, I don't care what she wants to be. Bro, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. That's not what you have promoted your ADOS and your FBI compadres to do. That ain't what you said. And now it's the funny thing about it is people try to let that stuff slide after the fact. But no, we can't let it slide. We can't let it slide. We got to look at it closely. You know what I'm saying? Because does that really make a difference if she is descendants of slaves in America and pandering quote unquote black votes? Isn't that what all the politicians do when it comes voting season? Don't they come into the urban areas and the hood areas and trying to seek some type of support, and especially in swing states? Like come on, that's what they do. So let's not act like it's a new thing because it's Kamala. Nah, that's what they do. Like what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So let's not play this game, because even though they try to point out that she is descended from India as well as Jamaica, most of the people that have been in office, their foundation is not here. Their foundation is not here, nor do they have a platform that's dedicated to us. It's straight like that across both sides of the board. So I don't know why they playing them games. But I'm here to balance this demonstration out. You know what I mean? I'm here to balance this demonstration out. That's right. And again, I want you to know I am not endorsing Kamala. I'm not ain't nobody cutting me a check. The only person that looks out for me is the Moorish World TV citizens and those that want to see justice in my favor. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody cutting me a check besides the Moorish World TV citizens who graciously make a contribution, make a donation, and support the channel and support the struggle that I'm in from a legal perspective. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But let me tell you something. Ain't no political checks coming this way. I don't care what you say. But I am the referee, and I'm going to set the record straight. So even if you don't like the idea that Kamala is pandering, know for sure that I don't like the idea that she's pandering with
with half naked people in Georgia and goofy rappers that don't know the first thing about politics. You know what I mean? In ATL, I'm not a part of that. I'm not with that either. I think that is goofy. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that she talking about greens in a tub. I think it's crazy that she taking photo ops with hot sauce coming out of her purse. I think it's crazy that she's trying to do the snake sitting in a chair. I think it's goofy. You know what I mean? I think it's really, really goofy. So, but nevertheless, it doesn't have a whole bunch of bearing on the way that the cards are dealt, because both sides does the same thing. They just do it in a different way. They just do it in a different way. They do the same exact thing. What do you think Trump is doing? He's trying to be cool. He missed the mark, but he's trying. She's doing the snake in the chair. Trump doing the fist robot. It's the same thing. It's the same effect. Trying to be cool and relatable. It's the same. It's politics. Politics as usual. But with that being said, family, it's time for us to get busy now. It is time for us to get busy. In fact, let me see if I can screen share this with you real quick. So first of all, let's talk about Kamala. And then we're going to talk about Yvette. And then we're going to compare, oh my goodness. And then we're going to compare Yvette and Tariq to Kamala. That's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Family, if you've been in the chat, I'm going to read an article tonight. And this article is indicative. Oh, let me X out these windows real quick. Let me X out these windows, because I don't want no mumbo jumbo happening. You know what I mean? I'm gonna X out all my windows real quick. Family, give me 1 second. Let me get all these windows X'd out. Close them all. All right. Here we go. All right. Let me all right. So I'm gonna X out all my windows. Thank you for all your support, family. We're gonna get started in 1 second. I wanna make sure that I X out all my windows so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so first of all, let's start with Kamala. And I am going to share this with you. Let's take it to the top. So, we both know, I say we both like it's me and you. I guess it is me and you. We all know that Kamala obviously was born to a parent of Jamaican descent and one would just say, got Irish or whatever, and a mother of India. Let's put it like that, East India, whatever the case may be, right? So, with that being said, we're gonna start right there. Let's start with Kamala, all right? And I want you to pay close attention and remember that we're addressing the concept. We're addressing the concept, who is blacker? You know what I mean? And when we say who is blacker, we're talking about the energy that comes with black, I guess, per se. I don't know. I think it's a goofy conversation, but I just thought this was interesting to do the comparison. You understand what I'm saying? So let's do the comparison. Let's start here. Let me see if I can grab this window real quick. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 second. Bam. Disregard that. I'm gonna open up a window. Give me 1 second. Hold up. Bam. Okay. There we go. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to take it from the top, family. I want you to walk with me real quick. We're going to take it from the top because it's very important that you understand where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? Oh, family, don't forget Saturday I got a pay-per-view live stream where I will be playing the court. Oh, my goodness. I'll do a break on that in a minute. You know what I mean? I'll do a break on that in a minute. All right. So this is her parents, right? This is her parents. And we all know, but for the sake of, and it's going to be a quick presentation, I'm going to break it all the way down. You know what I mean? This is her parents, right? And we know the descent nature of her parents. If we don't, we're going to go over it real quick. You know what I mean? So Donald J. Harris, and Shamala, I guess that was it, Shamala Gopalan, and I could be wrong, I could be butchering it, met as students as a part of a black student group at the University of California, Berkeley. Stop right there. They met as a part of a this is one you got to pay attention to. They met as a black student group at the University of Maryland. No. Her mother is not lying. They was in it. We're going to talk about the student group that they were a part of. Her mother never claimed she was black, bro. Come on, false flag. Slow down for a second. They joined a black student group at the University of California, Berkeley in 1962. Harris was an economics doctoral student from Jamaica. Goplin came from India to study nutrition and now I'm gonna butcher this one. Endocrinology. I gotta look that up. Harrison spoke. Goplin, who wasn't black, but was welcomed by the group as a person of color. Now stop right there. The black student group is accepting them as one of them, but not from where they're from. All right? You have to understand this. They didn't go to Berkeley. They didn't go to Yale, let me say, and join some European group. So it shows you how they would identify socially. Understand? How are they identifying socially? All right? You have to feel comfortable socially to go into these groups. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. Why would you have to feel comfortable? Because this is the same group that the Black Panthers was born out of. This is the same group. So it tells you about the personality of her parents. Number one, I thought I was compelled to do this show. That doesn't mean that they didn't flip her later. That doesn't mean any of that. But the point that I'm making is we're going to compare this to Mr. Nasheed, and we're going to compare this to Yvette Carnell. It says, Gopalan, who wasn't black, was welcomed by the group as a person of color, was intrigued by what she heard. The two soon became something of a power couple in the civil rights movement on campus. They married in 1963, and their first daughter, Kamala, was born in 64. Their second daughter, Maya, was born in 67. Stop right there. Who is Tariq Nasheed's parents? And once you find that out, answer me directly. Did they play a role in any civil rights struggle or any movement to further along what we call black people. Family, talk to me real quick. Come on, I need some feedback real quick. I'm asking you 2 questions. I need some feedback. Because these people here, who are the parents of Kamala, they are socially integrated into a struggle. By choice. By choice. So now I need to ask you, who was Tariq Nasheed parents? Who is Yvette Carnell parents? And were they wrapped in any social struggle for quote unquote black people? I want you to let that rest on you for a minute. First of all, you don't know who Tariq Nasheed parents is. Second of all, you don't know who Yvette parents is. But you do know who Kamala parents are. Who is more, if there was a measure to trust somebody, let's say everybody got a level of deception if that's what people want to believe. But if there's a measure to trust somebody, wouldn't the trust be more leaning towards someone where you can know where they come from, who they come from, and the social environment that they were brought up in, as opposed to someone you don't have a clue? I'm going to ask you again. Who is Tariq Nasheed's parents? Who is Tariq Nasheed's parents? Who is Yvette Carnell parents? And what role have they played in the civil rights organizations to further our plight, to better our plight here in America? Listen, it may sound like I'm defending Kamala. I'm really not. I'm putting the facts to the table. Because people have failed to pull out these facts. Remember, Trump keeps saying that she's a Marxist? We're going to talk about that in a minute. It's a reason Trump's saying that she's a Marxist. But they never go into detail. But tonight, we're going to touch on it just a little bit for the simple fact they're playing games. They're playing games. And it's amazing that even people on the Democratic side are not pulling out these facts. And maybe this is too powerful of information that could damage her connection with her European constituents. Because this here is revolutionary. This what I just said, false flag. This here is revolutionary. And it could damage her relationship with her European constituents. You know what I mean? Now, I want you to pay close attention. This is one of the most important live streams that I've done as it relates to research, to pulling out those things that no one else pulls out. You follow what I'm saying? This is one of those type of things. This is one of those ones that get you thinking. That's all it is. It gets you thinking. All right. The marriage foundered and the couple separated and divorced in 1972. So Kamala was 10 years old when they divorced. And I want you to understand this concept. She was 10 years old when her parents divorced. The children were raised largely by their mother, but saw their father on weekends. While growing up, Kamala Harris maintained close contact with her Indian family and frequently traveled with her mother and sister to Chennai, the capital of South India state of Tamil Nadu. She studied political science and economics at Howard University. Now, let's stop there for a minute. Let's stop there for a minute. Although she's raised by her mother and she's closely connected with her Indian roots, her mother decides, or her father in conjunction with her mother, or mother in conjunction with her father, decides to send her to a historical, quote unquote, black college. You can't make this up. Remember, her father is a professor. Her mother is an educator. And they decide to send her to a historical black college. Now, question. Yvette Carnell is said to have graduated from Howard University. But that's all you know about her. That's all you know. That's all you know. What school did Tariq Nasheed graduate from? And what role that his parents, if you can find who they are, have played in any political, civil rights movement for the furthering of quote unquote black people? If we're talking about social status as it relates to black, Kamala wins hands down. To Romello 18, that is another conversation, Romello 18. In Howard University, there is a lot of agents that have been groomed in Howard University. You're right and exact. There's no question about that. That's another conversation. But for the sake of this conversation, if we're talking about what is black, socially, Kamala win hands down. I'm talking about socially. I'm not talking about ethnically. I'm not talking about what people identify as FBA, ADOS. I'm talking about socially. She is more black than Tariq Nasheed and Yvette Carnell put together. She went to Howard University. Romello says socially. That's right. Majority of her interaction was with people that look like me here in the Americas. Again, Rajan, I'm not saying that she haven't been groomed or flipped. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. That's a different conversation, Rajan, and we can research that later. We can research that later, Rajan. Rajan Edwards, you're correct. That could be a possibility. But for the sake of this conversation, like somebody just put in there, Kamala isn't black. You need to rewind and see where she comes from. You need to see where she come from. And although her mother kept her in close ties with her family in India, they still sent her to a historical black college. Do anybody from DC around here? She graduated in 1986, if I'm not mistaken. Do anybody know what Howard Homecoming looked like? Do anybody know? Howard Homecoming, Howard University is one of the most ghettoest things. Anybody from DC in here, press number 7. Anybody was around during the Reaganomics era during Howard Homecoming? You talking about black? Howard University, if we're going to identify black, Howard University is blacker than anything. Ratchet as you want to be. Howard Homecoming was one of those places where as though it was like Freaknik. So when people say that she was thotting or whatever she was, I wouldn't be surprised. That was the atmosphere of Howard University. You follow what I'm saying? Listen, he just said, for somebody just say 4 years of college around us and not good enough, she was bused to school. Remember, her parents joined the, listen, I just told you where her parents come from. I just told you her parents come from, quote unquote, black civil rights organizations. She didn't have to blend in. She was bred into the social construct by her parents. She didn't have to blend in. Her parents had to blend in, but she didn't have to blend in. That's what she was raised on. Let me rewind this back. I'm gonna leave myself out the chat in a second. She didn't have to blend in. Listen. Her parents met in a black student group at the University of California, Berkeley. She didn't have to blend in. Her parents had to do the hard labor of blending in and being accepted. It will come as second nature because her parents had already joined an adverse black group in Berkeley. But let me move on. When you look closely to this, you find that, and it is written, that her parents was a part of a black study group that was involved in civil rights movement, including early black nationalist thinkers. Listen to this. Early black nationalist thinkers at the University of California at Berkeley, according to the report in New York Times. The Afro-American Association, as it was known then, was where Harris' mother, Shamila Gopalan, man, we're not going to go with no conspiracy theory. We're not going to go with no conspiracy theory. We're going to go with history. That they joined and they were a part of these groups. Now, and then it furthers to cement what I'm saying when the elder, her father, becomes a professor of Marxism. So we're not gonna do conspiracy. This is all fact right here. This is all fact right here. We can do conspiracy theory later, but let's deal with facts tonight. You want to deal with conspiracy theory? Oh, they groomed her and they planned her. That can be another show. But this show here, we're going to deal with historical accounts and historical, we're going to deal with some facts. Now, here we go. The Afro-American Association, look at this. Yeah, for her, she knows our history, but not our struggle. How can you say that? I'm about to block you, Keita, because you're saying something crazy. You're saying something crazy. Her parents joined the Afro-American Association. All right? Her father joined the Afro-American Association at Berkeley. In the report, Donald described the group as an oasis in the introduction to the realities of African American life in its truest, rawest form. Its richness and complexity, wealth and poverty, hope and despair. And as we know, she went to Howard University. In 1962, I'm giving you her foundation from her parents. Listen to what this organization was about. In 1962, black students at UC Berkeley formed this organization in which their goal was to taught African American history, race pride, and self-reliance. This is her parents. They chose to join an organization that taught African American history, race pride, self-reliance. Congress of Racial Equality, Revolutionary Action Movement, Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, Afro-American Association. This is all activism. This is all activism. Her parents was deeply ingrained into activism. Whether you say they plants, whether that, like those conspiracy theories don't work here. We're only dealing with history right now. Her father, Donald J. Harris, is a professor of economics, was a professor of economics, affirmative action and Marxist professor. Let me stop there for a minute. Let's park right there for a minute. Family, do you know when Donald Trump and the people removed affirmative action, that right now enrollment of those who are of African descent is down dramatically? They can't even get into the schools right now. They can't even get into the schools right now. In fact, let me Google these numbers real quick. Let me Google these numbers real quick. Let me see. Let me see how can I Google it. Affirmative action. Affects, I'm gonna say black enrollment. Let me see. Let's see what, and I'm gonna just Google it off the fly. All right, 12 hours ago they talking about this. All right. 6 days ago. All right. Black enrollment dips at some top colleges after Supreme Court affirmative action ruling. I just want to get the numbers real quick. Work with me real quick. The numbers is 5% of incoming class of 2028 is black compared to 13% average in recent years. What number is that? I don't know what college that is, but it's at Elmhurst College in Massachusetts saw a significant drop. Black students make up 11% of its class of 2027 and just 3% of its class in 2028. At Smith College, the same state, 4% of its incoming freshman class is black compared to 4.6% last year. So her father being one who was affirmative action and Marxist professor. We're going to get into the Marxist thing in a minute. But now the question is, who is Tariq Nasheed Foundation as it relates to being qualified to even have these conversations? If you put people side by side, this FBA and this ADOS doesn't stand a chance. It doesn't stand a chance because she comes from a background that is educated in the struggle and was a part of the struggle. She maybe wasn't a part of the groundwork struggle that her father and mother was a part of, but they were a part of the struggle. This is the same group that the Black Panther, Huey P. Newton, them was born out of. Press 7 if you hear what I'm saying. The same group that
her mother and that her father was a part of is the same group that birthed the Black Panthers. It's the same group. So Yvette Carnell, Tariq Nasheed, they can't stand next to this lady when you're talking about the social concept of what black is. Who said it was a bad thing to go to HBCU? They can't stand next to her when you're talking about the social struggle of where she come from. Listen, even when they say that she was messing with Willie Brown, why would she, and people say, oh, she used that for political maneuvering or whatever. She could have went to the European that she would now. Just in a different form, a different name. And people say, you know, she was thotty. That's Howard University. The AKAs are known to be a little bit thotty. I mean, come on, man. Hold up. Do we got any college people in here? I'm sorry if some of y'all some AKAs. I'm sorry. The AKAs is kind of uppity and thotty on the low. Hey, if you're an AKA, you know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. You're on in the forefront. The AKAs look all polished and like they got it all together. But in the background, they're a little bit thotty. It is what it is. It is what it is. I know. I ain't never been to college and pay $1,000 in tuition, but I know. Tanya, am I right? I ain't gonna say all y'all. Tanya, you might be different, but Tanya, am I right? You might say not me, but when I say that, I'm saying that the reputation is polished. It's polished, clean cut. Oh, manners and oh my goodness, they can put it on real good. They be pouring it on. But when the lights go out, it might be a couple guys up in that demonstration. Like, oh, how you get up in here with me? Man, go on, chill out, man. Listen. You good. I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen. You all right? No, I'm not voting for her, Michigan. I'm not voting for her. Absolutely not. Nah. I don't think she has a platform for us, Michigan 100. I think she has a platform for the Democratic Party. Just like I'm voting locally. I want to rally some people locally to get some things done locally, but nah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. But what I'm trying to do is Michigan 100 is try to show things that the public don't show. Try to show things that people, somebody say, who isn't thotty? and you're right about that. You know, when we were younger, many of us was a little bit thotty with the body. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? Lord said, I have a fast car.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating.
No, listen. Let me be honest with you. I don't have a problem with either candidate. I know that both of them are demonstrating politics as usual. You know what I mean? I know they're demonstrating politics as usual. I don't take it personal. I'm only refereeing the game. That's all I'm doing. I'm refereeing the game. But the thing is, one thing that when they talk about Kamala, one thing that they fail to do is point out the stuff that I'm pointing out tonight. You know what I'm saying? So if a person really want to know who she is and where she came from, then I'm going to just present some information to stand on that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, no, I don't, unless between now and November, if I hear this is what I plan to do for black people. This is what I plan to do for African Americans. And it's a specific platform for us. She might get my vote. But if I don't hear nothing specific, directed, like specifically for the LGBT community type specific that they have for Israel, specific for other groups, you know what I mean, the immigrants, like they have to say something specific. You know what I mean? If I don't hear nothing specific, I'm good on that. You know what I mean? The world gonna go on with my vote or not. It's all good. But anyway, let me carry on. So he was a Marxist professor. If anybody is anybody familiar with Marxism? Anybody know what that is? Because this shows you who she came up under. Anybody familiar with that? This gives you a framework of her mentality to a degree. Remember, Trump keeps saying that she's a Marxist. She's a Marxist. Is anybody familiar what a Marxist is? What's up, Thurman Smart? There you go, Cryptonomics. Marxism was the entire platform the Panthers ran on in the day two. There you go. Marx is not defying capitalism. That ain't what it is. Thank you, Liz Z. We're going to go into that right now. This gives you a framework of mentality. This gives you a framework of mentality, family, that people are not talking about, and I'm going to bring it out. This is where she come from. Marxism is a political, cultural, economic philosophy that theorized that social conflict exists due to constant power struggle between capitalists and workers. So guess what? Her parents don't believe in capitalism. They believe that capitalism exploits the worker who is unaware. And they believe that socialism is where everybody is invested and everything is spread out evenly. Does it work? I'm not here to argue that. But we do know that many forms of capitalism, in particular in the United States, has left us on the bottom. We do know that. Maybe we're not playing the capitalism game right. Who knows? But we do know that capitalism has left us on the bottom. Economically. When you look at capitalism as it relates to socialism, capitalism, private ownership of property, socialism, collective ownership of property. Economic system based on private ownership of property and means of productions, socialism. Economic system based on collective ownership of property and means of production. In other words, everybody working together. And everything spread out evenly. Capitalism includes liberalism, fascism, libertarianism, conservatism, etc. Socialism includes Marxism, anarchism, communism, mutualism, etc. Let me give it to you in the plainest sense right here. I got an example right here that really looks good. Proletariat typically includes those who work manual labor, such as factory workers, miners, constructions, we're talking about the bottom of the barrel workers, if you will, and agriculture laborers, as well as those who work in service jobs, such as retail, hospitality, and healthcare. The pro, and I'm gonna butcher this real quick. I mean, the proletariat as a class that is exploited by the capitalist class who owns and controls the means of production. Marxist theory sees that the proletariat as having the potential to overthrow the capitalist system through revolutionary action. Stop right there. Her father was a Marxist professor with the idea to overthrow, if he's a Marxist, he wants to overthrow the capitalist system through revolutionary action, leading to the establishment of socialist society in which the means of production are owned and controlled collectively. I'm giving you this because this is a background of what she comes from. This is why Trump calls her a Marxist. Are y'all with me on this? Trump calls her a Marxist because she want to be in communal, according to Trump. She want everybody to get a piece of the pie, according to Trump. But Trump wants to be a capitalist where he can pay the workers minimal value for their time. And he gets super wealthy and the poor stay on the treadmill, living paycheck to paycheck. But this is where she comes from. Lady Mahogany said, Black Wall Street, the elimination of intimidation. Appreciate that super chat. Black Wall Street, the elimination. I like that term. Elimination of intimidation. I might got to put that on the shirt or something. But y'all with me so far? Press the 7 if you with me so far. We almost there now. We got about 15 more minutes. Are y'all with me so far? Let me tell you again, family. I got to underscore this because I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm doing here. I am not endorsing Kamala. This is the information that the public is not getting. This is the information that the public is not getting. And I think Moorish World TV, it's only right that we pull it out. Thank you so much, Lady Mahogany. This is the information the public is not getting. So if do I want to be like every other podcaster? No. The public is not getting this information. Y'all hear Trump call her a Marxist, but why? But why? Again, I'm not debating whether the socialist system outweighs the capitalist system, but we do know that those that was in the revolutionary fight, they were known socialists within the African diaspora. They were known socialists wherever you find them. And they was in a real struggle. People still running around trying to imitate the Black Panthers to this day. They try to imitate the Black Panthers to this day. To this day. So at the end of the day, absolutely. The interesting part, I like that cryptonomics. The interesting part is that the U.S. government adopted many of the socialist systems the Black Panthers created, just like the WIC program. Just like the WIC program. Crip, thank you, Crip. Just like the WIC program. You understand what I'm saying? So it gives you a better framework of a Kamala as opposed to who they make her out to be. Now, with that being said, I still need somebody to tell me where is Tariq Nasheed lineage background as it relates to freedom fighting, as it relates to civil rights, as it relates to anything remotely close to what Kamala parents put in, not with any group, but with the quote-unquote African Americans. Americans, I said it like that.
That's a Trump line. It's been 3.5 years and she didn't do it for black people. Well, it's been 100 years and Republicans haven't done nothing for us either. So what have Republicans done specifically for what you say black people? Come on, hurry up, type it in there. Type it in there. JJJJ. She is the vice president. She's not the president. She's only a supporting cast as it relates to the presidency. She's not the president. Now, but at the same time, I will accept that 3.5 years. Show me what the Republicans have done for us in comparison to what the Democrats have not done for us. Or are you going to just fall back and be quiet now? Huh? Show me what the Republicans have done for black people, as you say the Democrats haven't done for black people. Show me. Can anybody, why do they go quiet when you ask that question? Why do they go quiet whenever you ask that question? Okay, I get it. Okay, the Democrats have done nothing for black people. And guess what? I agree. But now show me what have the Republicans done. And then we get crickets. And then we get crickets. Because all they doing is repeating Republican and persuasive talking points of people that's being paid by campaign organizers. These are same old stale talking points. But before you say what one is not doing, you got to produce what the other is doing. And you can't produce it. So you need to shut up the dumb talking point because it makes you sound ignorant. I could see if you could say, the Democrats ain't did nothing for black people. The Democrats ain't did nothing for black people. Okay, we've been around long enough. We get it. But now show me what have the Republicans done. So come on, man. We got to do better, man, with this way of thinking, man. We being tricked. Al McKnight, that's my sentiments. We got to do for ourselves. We got to organize ourselves and do for ourselves. The same thing that they was doing in the South before the Reconstruction. The same thing that they was doing in the little towns. The same thing that they was doing in the little communities that was self-sufficient. We got to do for ourselves. We got to go in and put this system on the back burner. The world is not going to end if you put this national foolishness on the back burner and do for yourself. It ain't going to end. It's going to go on and do what it do. They got enough people that will participate and make it do what it do. All you got to do is affect things locally and build the things that's necessary. And that has nothing to do, and I'm going to tell you, then you're going to have a multiple group of people that is willing to put in some work. You're going to have some Europeans, you're going to have some Jamaicans, you're going to have all sorts of people that's ready to put in some work. How you go about it, the system that you put together for your checks and balance will be the determining factor if it's success or fail. Now, with that being said, let's move on. Because I got about 10 minutes now, and I went on a tirade. I'm a tyrant. I went on a tirade. Now, I don't know if this Yvette Carnell in 2019, but a post I find that says, and my family is mixed in a whole bunch of ways, meaning my parents are mixed race couples. So my dad is white, Jewish man, and my mom is black woman from Toledo, Ohio. This is supposedly a tweet, a long lost tweet from 2019 from Yvette Carnell. But I asked you, who is her parents? How can we examine them? So I went through the internet like I do. I went through the internet looking. I'm trying to find a biography. Do you know what's funny about these public personalities on the internet? You can never find their biography. And you can't get them to tell you anything about themselves that helps to identify who they really are. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. This is the strangest thing in the world. These social media public personalities, you never get to know who they really are. But they know everything about Kamala. They know what she eat, how her poop look. They know everything about her, but we didn't get to know nothing about. And that's on the flip side too. They know everything about Trump. Every single thing about Trump. They know how many women he done touched in the private parts. They know everything. To be fair, they know everything. But these same people that spewing this crazy information, y'all don't know nothing about them. Nothing. And people be holding them as a rule of law as it relates to inspiring us to go this direction or that direction. How insane is that? And you mean tell me that we want to be free from what? Economic freedom? Social ills? Huh? We don't want to be free if we just listen to anybody. They will break down the whole history of Kamala, her mother, her father, but they won't tell nothing about themselves. Not Tariq Nasheed, not Yvette Carnell. They won't go into any detail. They won't go into any detail. Yeah, I grew up in Detroit and then a little bit in Alabama, and I had $17 at the age of 17, and I flew to California. And yeah, I make DVDs. That's all you get. But you talk about Kamala, her father is a Jamaican and he's Irish, and he worked at Berkeley, and he was upset that she says she smoked weed because she was a Jamaican. Her mother is an Indian tether, and she is from East India, and she dressed like the dot Indians and not the feathered Indians. And then she have a sister named Maya. Man, they go all in. But the same people that's talking this tether stuff, they don't know nothing about them. Nothing. That's the insane thing. What do Yvette Carnell community look like? If she's grassroots, then take us to the grass where the roots came up from. What do her community look like? What do her neighbor look like? Grassroots is a community thing. We know what Tariq community look like. He live in a gated community. He's not grassroots. That's not grassroots. Man, we listen. If we talking about freedom, you can't let this slide. If you're talking about freedom of any kind, you can't let this slide. If this is her saying that this is who she is, you can't let this slide. And people was going back and forth with this on other platforms back then. She is ADOS, birthed with 2 ADOS parents. What does skin complexion have to do with anything? They was arguing about this on Lipstick Alley. And then someone says her parents are not ADOS. She is mixed. Here's where the argument gets a little bit tricky. I want to make sure y'all still with me. We're talking about Yvette Carnell, who love to talk about Kamala. Again, this is on her timeline. I don't know what it means, but it's her timeline, and people are arguing about it. 2019, same post. And my family is a mixed family in a whole bunch of ways, meaning my parents are a mixed race couple. So my dad is white, Jewish. My mom is black, woman from Toledo, Ohio, ADOS. And then someone says in the comment section, why did she feel the need to recite her dad's religion and not her mom's, or her dad's ethnicity but not her mom's? obviously she identifies more with her dad. So somebody, Tracy Sampson, made a comment back then that she identified with her Jewish roots more so than her black roots. And that's the equation. But then, hold up. But wait. It gets worse, family. It gets worse. It gets worse. In 2022, she posts a pic and say her mom and dad back in the day thinking they were young and cute. And you got two dark olive children, blurred picture. And that's one thing we learn about Malik Zulu Shabazz, that he will always have them old blurry pictures, whereas though we couldn't really see what was going on. But this man don't look like no European Jew, no white Jew. It don't look like no white Jew to me. But she posted this in 2022. But remember, this post was in 2019. So my dad is a white Jewish man. But then in 2022, we see this post. I think she need to explain what these posts is all about. Then in 2024, she said, story of my life. People insist I have a white parent, even after I showed them pictures of my Negro parents. I have the DNA. I belong to them. People do not care. Here we go. Here we go. You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And then they get mad at me because Moochie Bear send me a little bit of stuff. I find a little bit of stuff and I share it with y'all and I become the bad guy. But won't they just explain this stuff? Why is it on this post you said, I don't know if you're saying this or quoting somebody, I'm not sure. But in every post, people are coming to your head with it. Naps TV. Although they changed the goalposts, and she says one parent have to be Negro, as Tariq says the same thing now. The point is that she says in this post, it reads, so my dad is white Jewish man. In this post, she said, this is my mom and dad. In this post, she said, I show them pictures of my Negro parents. The problem is not one parent European and one parent quote unquote Negro, if that's what they want to use. That ain't the problem. The problem is they keep on changing the story. It goes a step further. In 2024 of August, she said her mother worked as a sharecropper. Oh my goodness. And then a maid for a white family. Both parents a sharecropper. I haven't heard, I know we got to be around the same age. I haven't heard nobody in my generation ever said their mother or father was a sharecropper.
They're eating the dogs.
I've never heard this in my life. I know she got to be my age. She got to be. I've never heard nobody say my mother was a sharecropper. What? And this who they follow. This is who they follow. My mother was a sharecropper and then a maid for a white family. Family, this is a Hollywood script. A maid for a white family. Why wouldn't she just be a maid? Both of my parents spent the bulk of their working lives as factory workers. My mother still struggles when she reads. I made it to Howard in spite of their backgrounds. Kamala had a scientist mother and an economist father. You don't get to liken me to Kamala just because we both went to Howard. You don't get to liken me to Kamala just because you don't like me. I hope that's clear. A sharecropper? Lord help us all.
They're eating the dogs.
Lord help us all. You mean tell me that people actually went for this? Who is her mother and father? No recent pictures. This is all you get. This is all you get. Then, when you go to Mr. Nasheed, a post by keyboard musician says that his father is named Nathan Sanders. And the research would show and prove that the guy in the picture is Nathan Sanders, but the small statued lady in the picture he claims to be his mother. This is looking all strange. And then you do further research, you find out that Mr. Nasheed has used, in 1990, he went by the name of Marcus Vincent Thomas. 93, he was still Marcus Vincent Thomas legally. By 2005, he was legally changed into Tariq Nasheed, and the alias was Marcus Vincent Thomas. We don't know who these people are. We just don't know. We just don't know. So why would someone even give some credibility when they start talking about Kamala? We know who she is. Even if you don't trust her, even if you don't believe that she's going to do anything, at least you know who she is. Lady Mahogany, our only recourse is to organize locally. That's it. There is no other solution. The only solution is to organize locally with like-minded people and stop looking at where people are from and try to measure the intent of their heart. Because if most people come to America, they didn't come to America to leave America. They came to America because America provides some things from where they came from. Thank you, Beville. Shout out to the sharecroppers. So if people are going to be here, and you live in the same community, it makes sense to try to work together to see what you can solve socially, politically, economically. That only makes sense. That only makes sense. If you live in a community and they got groups in the community to make sure that the community stay looking good. They got stuff in the community to make sure that the children are safe. It only makes sense that you work with them if you're going to be in a community. It doesn't make sense to talk about, oh man, here comes the Chinese people. Nah, there's America. What you going to do? Commit a crime and do something stupid? Nah, you find a way to see if possible you can make the community better. And for our plight, we should be finding our people, no matter where you find us, getting on the same page. We get on the same page for the funeral. We get on that same page for the club. We get on that same page for the Malcolm X Festival. We get on the same page for the Marcus Garvey Festival. We get on the same page for the Puerto Rican Festival. We get on the same page for all types of stuff. 5 on the blunt, we get on the same page. Why can't we get on the same page for economic advancement? Why can't we get on the same page for growth and development as a community? You follow me? That's all I'm saying. So basically, we are going to have to do something for ourselves. And Lady Mahogany, that's another thing. You know, we stuck with European psychology as it relates to male chauvinistic behavior too. Men, we still got men that's scared to get out the way and let women do what they do. We still got men like that. The same men that would take a breast and be nourished so they can go from a baby to a man. They're scared to step out of the way. You got to get away from them. Those are weaklings. Those are weaklings. You don't want to be on that type. You don't want to be on that. And you got to get your consciousness up to the level where you can discover that early. You don't want to wait later. I mean, when you got a man that fears your feminine strength, you got to get away from them. You got to get away from them. You got to see it early. You can't go through the motions. Oh, it's going to get better. No, it ain't. That stuff is deeply rooted, hundreds of years deeply rooted. When they intimidated a feminine energy, you got to get away from them immediately because it's deeply rooted. You know what I mean? If the feminine energy have the intelligence and the qualifications to help move this car down the road, then we are supposed to get out the way. If the masculine energy have the ability and the intelligence to move the car down the road, we supposed to get out the way. The problem is sometimes we get out the way too late, where we lose confidence and we lose hope that we even doing anything that would be making progress, because we get so fed up, we get so frustrated. You understand what I'm saying? See, when the man get out the way because the feminine energy is in lead, then the man's supposed to protect the feminine energy so they can use their intelligence to take us all over the hill. You see? The man gets so caught up in his feminine energy that he begins to battle with the feminine energy, and now we get nowhere. See, the intelligent man knows, like, okay, this one has the qualification that they was brought into this world with, and they have developed it, and they're polished, and they're ready. Let me protect this one so they can get us to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And then once that level is done, maybe the baton can be passed to the masculine energy. We don't make the masculine supersede the feminine. It takes the masculine and the feminine to make the world Mayat, make the world balance, make the world whole. So the consciousness of the whole journey is to know when to get out of the way, know when to become a protector, know when to become a sustainer, know when to become a trailblazer, and know when to protect those who trailblaze it. That's what it is. But we got to figure this out fast now. Just like we like TikTok videos, we like the fast information. Just like we like the YouTube shorts, we like the fast information. It's the same way how we got to move into this revolutionary period. We got to be able to seek out who the frauds real fast. We got to heat seek them. We got to heat seek them. This a fraud. Get away. They not with it. Get away. Sometimes you got to be by yourself until Allah, until the universe, until the ancestors send somebody to you to help you along the way. Sometimes you just got to sit back and wait, and the universe will send the help to you. Trust me, if you are sincere, the universe will send the help to you. But the thing is that when you hit that when you hit that crossroad right there, you follow me? When you hit that crossroad right there, where you know that you need the help, you got to stop looking for the help on your own intelligence and look at it from a divine intelligence and look for the help that is sent to you. You don't got to go find it. It's going to appear. And you have to have the same ability that you recognize the fraud. You're going to have the same ability to recognize that was the help I asked for. And then you move forward. You move forward with 1. You move forward with 2. You move forward with 3. And there you go. There you go. There you go. And so at the end of the day, I don't want to sell anybody any dreams, but that's just how it's going to work. We gotta be just like TikToks. We gotta see the fraud and get out the way. We gotta see the one that the universe sent, connect, move forward, and we gotta move forward fast. And everything ain't got to be on social media. You don't have to tell social media all your business. That's a problem we got too, sis. We have a problem with always having to tell people what you're doing on social media. See, I made a mistake like that. I was trying to put together something called the Moorish Village. I and I took my small little coins. I ain't have much. I took my small little coins, got a few dollars from my mother and a few other people, put my small little coins together, got a abandoned building and went to fix that thing up. And before you know it, these haters on the internet, I thought they would be proud that we're going to start somewhere. Shoot.
They called the city army, and they told the city that the building was dangerous, it was abandoned, and people are living in it, and people could get hurt. My wife came past there one day, and it was a sign on the building for it to be demolished. I had to spend tons of coins that I didn't have to go and get it off the demolition list. You know what I mean? Because it was so much red tape. And then come find out it was anonymous call coming out of somewhere in the Midwest somewhere. And they was about to demolish the building. You understand what I'm saying? So even today, when people say, what you doing? What you doing? I don't show much that I'm doing. Nah, buddy. Because the haters will try to sabotage you. I mean, they will try to sabotage you. You ain't got to tell people everything that you're doing. And that's how we're going to make progress. Let me wrap this up real quick. I got a few more slides, family. I think this is y'all think this is a phenomenal show? Please put your thumbs up in the thing. So it says, Kamala Harris and her father, they found each other in a study group, a black study group. All right. The black study group, y'all see, this is the black study group that they was a part of. You see this? Are you able to see it? This is the black study group that they were a part of. So now let's examine Tariq Nasheed upbringing in comparison to this. This is the study group where they met. The African American Association was an influential organization founded in 1962 that started a study group teaching African and African American history, later hosting speakers, meeting, forums, and other activities. Historian Donna Murch has described it as the most foundational institution in the Black Power movement. This is where her parents came out of. So it would be nothing for her to go to Howard University, because these were radicals. And ain't that what Trump called her? Ain't that what Trump called her? He called her a Marxist and he called her a radical. Now it should make sense why. Now it should make sense why. Because her people, her mother and her father, participated in the original liberation movements in Oakland from Berkeley. Of course, there was a lot of infiltrators, of course, this and that. But when something starts, it's the intent. And they was there when it started. You follow me? In 1960, a group of graduate law students. You hear this? That's the difference between Black Panthers and a lot of these other groups that you see too. These brothers had education to some level. I mean, in 1962, a group of graduate and law students at UC Berkeley started a reading group with the goal of educating themselves and their community about African and African American history. The founding members were Donald Warden, Donald Hopkins, Otho Green, and Henry Ramsey. Susan D. Anderson, the curator at the California African American Museum. See, don't go to that bootleg museum where they got everything from Etsy. Go to the right up the street. The California African American Museum said they read the black writers that the university was ignoring. And they devoured Ralph Ellison, discussed Carter G. Woodson, debated W.E.B. Du Bois. They talked about apartheid, about African decolonization. This is where her parents was exposed to. About liberation movements in the developing world, about the history of racism in America. This is where her parents was exposed to. So you would get whatever you exposed to, that's what your children will be exposed to. They were also chapters in other cities and universities. The Los Angeles chapter was chaired by Mulanga Karenga, which we know that he was an op later. Donald Warden visited Portland in 1963 and returned in February 1964, proposing the chapter of the African American Association in that city. In the mid-1960s, this is called organization. This is what we need. If we want to get somewhere, you're going to have to organize. You don't have to agree with everything, but you're going to have to organize. In the mid-1960s, students formed the chapter of the African American Association at Duke University in North Carolina, at the Northeastern University in Massachusetts in 1966. Students dissatisfied with the Students Nonviolence Coordinating Committee formed a AAA chapter to advocate for African American students and political awareness on campus. Students at the University of Alabama established the AAA in 1968, which later became the Black Student Union. You feel what I'm saying? This is why, listen, whether Kamala still hold these values or not is not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that these people that are running their mouth, they don't come from this. They don't come from this. Donald Warden mentored Huey P. Newton and Bobby Steele, who were African American Association members and co-founded the Black Panther Party in 1966. Another AAA member, Kenny Freeman, contributed to the party's 10-point program. Y'all see what I'm talking about? The parents of Kamala Harris, Donald J. Harris, and Shamala Gopalin were a part of the study group that became the African American Association. Several members became prominent cultural and political leaders. These include Ron Delham, Congressman and Oakland Mayor, Judge Thelton Henderson, and Cedric Robertson, professor and scholar of Black Studies. Henry Ramsey became Alameda County Superior Court Judge, member of the Berkeley City Council, and Dean of Howard University School of Law. Y'all see all the connections? Now you see all the connections. So when one start talking about who she is, you need to ask them who they are. We know who she is, even if we don't believe that she's not going to do anything for quote unquote black. At least we know her foundation. We don't even know these people. We don't even know these people. You follow me? We don't even know these people. That's the sad thing about it. We have no clue as to who these people are. That is demonizing anybody that they put in front of you. What's that right there? Hold on 1 second. What I got right there? What am I looking at right here? Oh, okay. That's an article. Okay. Now, as I wrap it up, family, I found this article, and this article came from what is called a comic sci-fi. All right, comic sci-fi. I put the link in the description section so you can go read it for yourself. But in this article says the following. Let me read it for you. This is not my article, but this is what it says. One moment. Let me see. This is where it comes from. Comic book sci-fi. It says, and I'm going to let you read it with me.
Tariq Nasheed and his wife, Peanut Nasheed, have certainly, for one thing, her name is not Peanut, have certainly turned heads since their 2014 wedding. Why the buzz? Well, Peanut is notably 15 years Tariq Jr., born Alexis Murray Cobb Nasheed on December 29th, 1988. She is currently 35, while Tariq is hit the 50s. The reason why they say 50s, they don't know that he's 56. They just don't know. Their romance extends well beyond their wedding day. Tariq, who started seeing his future soulmate in his mid-30s, had been sharing snapshots of their relationships since 2010. Do the math. One particular Facebook photo from July 26 of that year captured the couple enjoying time together in Las Vegas, where Peanut was just 21 years old. Naturally, this significant age difference caught the attention of social media users, who did not hesitate to comment with remarks like, "She looks 12," or "Peanut could pass for your daughter." But despite the jokes and the raised eyebrows, their connection was stronger than ever. At home, it is no quite affair. Peanut and Tariq are parents of 4 kids, etc., etc. I'm not going to go into all of that. I'm going to read the article, but I don't want to go into all of that. Let me scroll down a little bit more. And let's get to this point that I want to share. It says, Peanut ethnic background has sparked intense curiosity and debate, particularly after rapper Luther Luke Campbell stirred the pot by alleging that Tariq is married to a quote-unquote white woman. This claim escalated into a full-blown internet feud, thrusting the issues into the spotlight. Tariq, an outspoken advocate for foundational Black American culture, which recognizes only descendants of U.S. slaves distinct from the Caribbean heritage, responded fervently. He defended his wife's identity on X, formerly Twitter, stating, "My wife is foundational Black American. She is not running for president. This is weird talking points the DNC keeps telling their plantation minions to use, showing desperation. Kamala is a tether who does not have FBA lineage, just like you don't." And this is what Tariq says back. Despite his assertive defense, the reality of Peanut's background contrasts with his claims. Her mother, Connie Corin Murray Cobb, or Connie Cobb, is white and a pastor of First Baptist Church of North Hollywood, leading social work initiative running Operation Love Ministries. On the other hand, Peanut father, Maximum Guerrero, has Haitian heritage, a fact confirmed by various social media posts referencing their family's Caribbean connections. One such post made by Connie said, "We have family in Haiti and good friends in Jamaica. I'm asking you to pray for Haiti and Jamaica, especially as Cyclone Matthews heads their way. Haiti has endured more than its share of heartache and devastation." So we don't know who we're dealing with halftime. We don't know. We just don't know. Then it goes on to say that she has 6 siblings in her blended family. Peanut has 3 biological siblings, Amber, Cesaress, Ryan, and Rachel. Despite the demands of their individual lives, they continue to share a close bond. On May 13th, their mother Connie posted a photo of the siblings at a family function. Additionally, Peanut has a stepbrother, Tanisha Reeves, from her mother's previous marriage, and 2 half-siblings, Max Jr. and Ann Guerrera, from her father's earlier relationship, who still reside in Haiti. Her upbringing was strongly influenced by her mother's passion for giving back to the community. A look at the aspect of life was revealed and the Facebook post by her mom was showcased in 2004. Peanut, a long time, her siblings and friends, and I'm going to leave it at that, family. Family, we don't even know who these people are that's bringing all of this information and claims about somebody that history is clear. Again, I'm not defending Kamala. I'm just saying that this stuff is unbalanced. That's all I'm saying.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
We're going to speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not. We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weeks frosted crept through. They put the bean on me. I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper, claim he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes.
Certified boogeyman.
And trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Don't forget Saturday.
This one is not
FBA was laughing when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand, that's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation.
Family, don't forget on Saturday, I do the live stream. I will be playing the court transcript, reading the transcript. Don't forget, the link is in the comment section.
A peace order, something ain't adding up. Now I'm in the deep waters. I done took a deep dive. See who you really
They're
are.
eating the dogs in Springfield. They're eating the dogs. They're eating
the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrating. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip hop was conscious. You came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off track, but you were so back, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug. From Cosmo to K-Fact, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, stitching on the hood. Why you make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. And I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them.
Hey family, don't forget Saturday.
He's back!
We got that live stream coming Saturday. Saturday live stream, private live stream, Saturday. The link is in the description section.
in Springfield. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Family, don't forget Saturday. I'll be doing a live stream to give you the history on what took place at the hearing here in Baltimore, the peace order. I will have all the recordings. I will have all of the transcripts. I will be showing you, sharing with you all the lies that was told under oath in court. Many lies were said, and they can be proven, and I'm going to show and prove a lot of crazy stuff was said, and it's all audio recorded. It's all there. Also, the paperwork. People say that this person is this, that, and the third. They call all throughout the internet. They claim that he's other than just a regular common citizen working for the better good of Foundation of Black Americans. Some people say he's working for the government. Some people say all throughout the internet they got a lot of claims. Well, I got something emphatic that can prove who he is, or who he working with, who he calls, who he has communicate with in relation to myself. It's the Alphabet Boys, and I have it documented. And on Saturday, I will show the documentation. I will show the documentation on Saturday. And it's not my documentation. It's not Fugazi documentation. It actually comes from a source that cannot be disputed. It comes from a source that cannot be disputed. Not like when he showed that fake little documentation calling me a registered sex offender. It's not that type of thing. Nope, 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 nope. This is a document that anybody can go get at any given time. All I got to do is show you where to go get it from, and you will see who he communicated with in relation to me. It's not a fluke. It is what it is. And guess what? I want you to be cool and be patient until Saturday, because I'm going to be laying it all out. But in the meantime, in between time, make sure that your dogs and your cats and your ducks are secure.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.